Hello YouTube, welcome back to the garage. Just another quick tinkering video today. My angle grinder has packed up and I found a way of fixing it online. So let's have a look. There are a couple of things in this video that are my personal choices. It's not a how-to video, as it said in the intro, if you spotted that. It's merely what I did and how I found the situation to be. So let's have a look. As usual, our victim is on the bench. Right, there's the grinder. And the Achilles heel of all of these is this is all moulded as one from the factory, one solid piece. And you can see where I've tried to bodge it up previously, and it worked for a short time by cutting back that and reattaching, but it's gone again. So now we have to decide what we're going to do. So I have purchased a kit which is supposedly for this particular one, which is in two halves, which is very sensible. So you can reattach it when it comes undone, which is probably what Black & Decker should have done in the first place, really, but there you go. So you get the two halves of the plug, you get a protective sleeve, you get your two electrical connectors and 4 screws. Now, this little kit cost nearly as much as buying one of the cheap Chinese manufactured angle grinders. Now, the reason I didn't just get rid of this old beast is I can't remember exactly when I bought it, but it's certainly 20 years old, probably getting on to 25 years old. It's had a hard life and it still works perfectly. A friend of mine bought one of the Chinese £25 angle grinders and it broke within about 3 days. So he took it back, got a replacement. That broke after about 3 months. He couldn't be bothered taking it apart. Couldn't be bothered taking it back this time. So he took it apart and it just burnt out, just a wreck. And also the main spindle nut, which is what's doing all the stress work, and that's where all the grinding passes through and all the power passes through. It was held on by a rough cut piece of square metal that had been threaded through the centre and then wound down, which, given how powerful these things are and the damage they can do, should one damage a disc can do just letting go, I shudder to think what would happen if the main drive had let go. So yes, I could have got a cheap angle grinder. No, I don't want one. I'd rather fix this, keep this until it finally does conk out, and then go and buy a proper one. So there you go. The kit, from memory, the kit was about 18 quid, which, if I get another couple of years out of this, I'm quite happy with. So anyway, the connector is on a quick release, so it just pivots like that and pulls out. That's really quite disgusting. I'll have to clean that out before we go any further. That's all concrete dust from where I was doing an awful lot of building work. So as I say, this thing's had a very hard life. Right, so that's how it came out. I'll just cut that off and we shall see. So let's take the old tape off and so let's see if we can work out which wire goes where. I obviously taped this up very well. Right, so there we go. You can see where I cut the plastic back to get at these two wires. So it appears that's the way it went in. So it appears the brown one is on the right and the blue one is on the left. Yep, good. So now we know how we're going to wire up our main core. So let's get rid of that. I must buy more of this electrical tape, it's extremely good. And there's our emergency chock block connector I used. Complete bodge, I know, but I had to keep going. So I'm just going to cut that rather than mess about anymore. Right. So I'm assuming that's the bottom. There are no actual instructions of this, which is... yes, that must go in there like that. And be screwed down with those. Yep. So how are we meant to attach the wire to that? I don't know. That's peculiar. Am I missing something? Do you trap that in there with that? That looks weird though. Right. Bear with me, I'm going to try and find some rings, see if I get any rings that will fit in there that'll act as a proper connection, because the threaded part's underneath, so you'd imagine the screw goes down that way, and short of just winding the wire around the screw, there's no way of holding it. Unusual. Now will they go in? Yes. So maybe if I connect it like that, yes, what we'll have to do. Will that go in there? Yes, just about. Like so. However, I don't imagine there'll be room for a second one. And there isn't. Oh. Let's see what else I've got. Right, I found two rings, which I'm hoping will be sufficient, which will then sit in the supplied copper ends, and then that will be clamped down by the two screws. It is a little disappointing that you don't come with a proper way of fixing them in, but anyway, there's no point worrying about that now. So I've had to remove the ends of the insulation because it's too long and it's fouling. So let's put our sleeve on, because that's got to come down later on, and then attach our leads. Now then, I'm not sure if my proper crimping tool is here. I have this one, but that's not brilliant. But anyway, I'll have to do because I think it's the only one I've got here. So, no, it's not brilliant. No, it's got it though. Yeah, tight enough. So, if we're lucky, That will all go in there. Getting one in's easy enough, getting the other one in is a major problem. Come on. You know you want to. There we go. Right, so in theory, and get another screwdriver tightened properly. Right, so that then has to fit in there, and that has to go over there to the cable securing device. And that goes over there to finish the job off. There's another screw to hold that. So there we go. Apart from deciding how to connect it, and I'm not sure those will stand up to hard use, we'll have to wait and see. I'll clean that out later, but we'll reconnect and just see if it works. And whether the whole garage goes up in flames. Excellent. I now have a working angle grinder again. Good. So there you go. The Achilles heel dealt with. Very good. Thanks for watching.